Good morning, YouTube friends. So here we are sitting in my garage at home. I guess we'll go ahead and call this a garage talk episode. Someone in the comments recommended that, and I don't know how many I'll put in this series because it's freezing out here, and I don't really have any work to do on the bike right now. So I'm just going to sit here and run my mouth for a minute. So let's see, it's been a couple of weeks since I put up a video, and it's been probably several weeks since I put up a new video. So the thing with the crane job, I actually really liked it there, but it didn't work out. I have an old knee injury from when I was in the military, and it's not an injury like something happened and there was a single event and my knee is messed up from that forever from one single event. It's there are bone spurs in my knee, and it happened over years from being on my knees on concrete underneath airplanes and climbing ladders in and out of airplanes over the course of years, and it damaged my knee. And I haven't had issues with it for years. And I didn't expect any issues from it at the crane shop. But as it turns out, climbing up and down ladders all day long, my knees won't take it. There was a day, my last day actually at the job, where I was up and down ladders all day long to get in and out of a machine. And the next day, my knee wouldn't support me. It was like my knee was made out of rubber. I couldn't stand up or walk around. So even though my mind was into it, my body couldn't take the actual work. So I'm no longer there. And my wife and I have decided to just push up our timetable and proceed with opening my own motorcycle shop. And that's really what needs to happen anyway. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been on the phone and on the internet and driving around and trying to get a location that I can work out of. Because as much as I enjoy working here in my home shop, I can only work on my own stuff here. The city says I cannot do any kind of commercial work out of my home shop. So as it turns out, finding a location that I can afford, that is big enough, that is zoned properly, and that that the owners of the location will allow mechanical work to be done in, is really quite difficult. A week ago, I started out with several potential locations that would have worked well. And one was both too expensive and not zoned properly. There are several that are zoned properly, but they're far larger than I need, and therefore the rent's going to be way more than I can afford. And the other two that are zoned properly and affordable, the owners won't let me wrench on anything in there. So I'm still looking for a location. I've got a couple commercial real estate brokers looking for me, and I'm scouring the internet and making phone calls and whatnot myself to try and find a location. So until I have a location, I can't get a business license because the city will not issue me a business license with my home address on the business license because my house is not zoned for it. So I'm kind of in limbo at the moment. And I've been trying to make this video for a week, but I've been so busy I haven't been able to get out here and do it. So I do have a little bit of work I'd like to do on Francine sitting here behind me, but I've got no space in here because my benches are piled with tools that I don't have room for. because what I did when I went to the crane shop was I bought a few specific tools I knew I was going to need for big equipment, and I bought a decent sized but affordable toolbox. And one of the other guys at the shop was interested in buying the box off me, so I sold it but kept all the tools. So now I've got a bunch of tools piled on my benches and don't have room to do any real work until I get rid of those. Or, get rid of those is the plan. I've got a ton of automotive specialty tools I'm trying to unload, just so I'll have a little more cash to put into the business, and because I just don't have room for them and I'm not going to use them. So that's pretty much what's going on right now. There is one location with potential, but there's a tenant in that location that's been out of work due to an injury, and I'm waiting for things to be worked out between that tenant and that landlord as to whether the tenant's coming back or not, and whatever. So it's a small building, but it's definitely zoned properly. The rent will be right, and it'll work for what I need it to do until my business grows enough to need a larger location. So that's my best bet right now, but that location's kind of in limbo too. So I'm just kind of waiting as far as that one goes, and I'm continuing to look while I wait, because I can't just sit on the couch and do nothing. But I'm trying not to have a bike torn apart on the lift and be immovable in case something does open up. So that's why I'm not working on Francine and tearing the front end down. But I also haven't ordered any more equipment or anything, because I don't want to do that until I've got a business license in place and can claim it all against the business for tax breaks. So it's a pretty stressful time, and I'm busy as shit right now, even though there's not a whole lot I can actually do. But that's what's happening. That's where I'm at. Just trying to get my shit together and get a shop opened up. And I did not expect finding the location to be this difficult. Yeah. So, good times. I guess that's it for now. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next one.